Happy Friday, everyone. Danny Ferrier here, and I've named this video The Tipping Point because I wanted to bring to your attention when a business gets to a stage that it is vital to start implementing some leadership frameworks and share with you a little bit of background of why I think it's a really pivotal point. Now, having leadership systems in a business is a stage of business. Of course, there's the startup stage, there's the survival stage, there's the struggle to get above the water stage, and everybody is always doing the best that they can until there's a threshold where leadership needs to become a priority. And that threshold, from what I understand and from my experience, is from about 5 people in the team onwards. And I'll share with you the reasons why. It's because when you've got less than 5 people in the office, it's easy to check in with people. It's easy to understand where people are at, communication flows. You've all got relatively similar values, and it's easy to hire people who you know, like, and trust because you all are on the same page. What the massive benefit is of knowing where this tipping point is you can relax. A lot of business owners, they think that they need to have it all together, but actually when you are starting out in business, you're just surviving, and that's okay. But recognizing that when you get to the point of growth where you have your systems in place, you know what your product is, you've got consistent leads coming in, that is the point where you need to focus on leadership because it can be detrimental in the future. And a lot of New Zealand businesses tend to go into business, just Joe Blogs who opens up or has a service or something, and they don't realize how to change their mindset from being a manager and doing the role to then becoming a leader. And this is the switch that I'm talking about, going from that friendly small team to increasing your business capacity and increasing your leadership capacity. So what's the difference? The difference is that when you have sort of 7 people on your team, you won't have enough time casually to be checking in with all of them all the time and understand where they are with projects. So you need to create a plan around that. Create a development plan for each person and know that you are consciously creating the time in your diary to help them to get to their next level. And that's all leadership is. It's creating time to share with your team your skills and knowledge of how they can be better. And then that's when there's a real energy because everybody is growing and learning in a conscious way. What tends to happen is that business owners think that they know what's going on with their team members because they have daily interactions with them. But they're not conscious conversations. They're not feedback conversations. They are just, hello, how are you? Everything's good. Okay, great. They're not specific enough for you as the leader to truly understand how you can help that person get to the next level. The next part to this is you want to be able to attract people to the team that have common values, and you've got to know who you are. And it takes a little while to develop your identity in a business, and having a mission, vision, and values in place that describes who you are helps you to attract people to the business that really resonate with your mission. And it's really easy to set up the expectations with them because you've got your values in place. The other part to this is that when we are organizing our time as leaders, it's really easy to get busy doing the doing and not stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. But when you've got a bigger team, you have to have the bigger picture in mind. It's not enough anymore to continue on your same path because you need to understand where you're going so that you can be more strategic about your decision, and within that strategy understand how your people are going to go and be developed into those roles. So how can you do this? How can you make the switch from the smaller, friendly team to stepping into your real leadership potential? Well, you can come and have a meeting with me. I'd really love to understand what your dreams are, what your goals are. How do you see your business playing out over the next 5 years? And then being able to work back from there. And I'll be able to tell you as well whether you need these systems yet, whether you need to be focusing on that, or are sales still a real priority and that's where you need to focus your energy. Having said that, if you create leadership systems that delegate out to your team members, as the business owner, you will have more time to then focus on getting more leads in. So there's a bit of a balance here when you are in demand because you need to train somebody, but then once they're trained, you'll have more time to focus on getting those leads and making sure that the workload is sustainable. I'm also running a webinar next week called Lead Like a Legend on Wednesday at 12 o'clock, and that will share with you some of the leadership principles that I teach and help you to understand how to make that switch in your mindset from being a manager, a business owner that is doing the doing, to really stepping into that leadership mindset of creating time for your team and inspiring them to get to the next level. I trust that this was a really important message for your Friday, and I look forward to hearing from you. And please reach out. Strategy session is always free to start off with, so we can make sure that we're a good fit.